Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here, and I'm going to show you a replay. And this is probably the closest battle I've fought in a very, very long time. And it's a Macedon versus Arverni battle. I command the Macedonians. My opponent's name is ScoobieToobie in command of the Arverni. So yeah, this is a Total War Rome 2 battle, of course. And you can see our army setup. I went with 3 Aspis companions, 1 regular Aspis companion, 3 Cretans, 4 thorax pikes, and 2 thorax swords. My opponent has a bunch of noble horse and the other type of horse. Forgot what they're called. He's got some archers there, and some oath sworn, and some levy freemen. So I deployed all my cav over here, because here's my opponent's view. He starts right here, and he has to look at my cav that's sneaking around. I mean, you can easily see it, but it's always a good thing to divide your opponent's mind. You know, whenever possible, play you know, psychological games with your opponent. So I'm gonna keep my cav hidden back here, and the rest of my infantry is gonna advance this way. So led by my Cretans, followed by my thorax pikes, followed in reserve by my swords. So my opponent's army, we can look at his specific build here. He has a general on a noble horse unit. They're pretty rough. He's got 1 heavy horse over here and another noble horse. That's 2 noble horses on this side. Then another heavy horse and another noble horse. That's his cav force. He has his 4 archers hidden up here. They can stay hidden. He's got that unit of levy freemen. They are going to prove to be a thorn in my side, as you'll see in the battle. Then 4 units of his oath sworn. That's the meat of his infantry force right there. So I put my my companion cav out in the open. Again, just playing mind games with my opponent. Tempting him to come forward. While at the same time I'm leaving my 3 units of Aspis companions back here. So maybe he didn't quite see my army composition, so I'm just gonna play on his mind right there. So here I dismounted my general unit. Again, I'm tempting him to come forward here. I mean, obviously he knows I have stuff hidden behind this this hill, but I'm tempting him to gamble on a charge before my guys can get, you know, mounted on my horses again. So he's just looking down here. He's like, do I dare charge? Do I dare? Do I chance it? But I decided to put my guys back on horseback, because my new plan at this time was just to gamble on a charge on his cav and just see what kind of ruckus I can cause. So now I'm shifting my infantry towards that hill so that my army isn't fighting divided. I expected him to charge my infantry while my troops were so far apart from each other. And seeing that he did it, I decided just to keep my advance going and just link back up with the rest of my forces. So now, taking all my cav, gonna charge at these guys. But this is when his archers became visible. I didn't know that they were there. Was not even expecting them. These are Gallic hunters. But at first I was gonna target his cav, but I decided to target his archers. So now, cav fight. Pretty sweet action here. So he's going to take his levy freeman and try to ward off this unit of Aspis companions. So I'm going to feign a charge on these Gallic hunters, but now he's coming in with his other cav too. But I'm going to feign a charge on these guys and just ride through the gap instead, right around these levy freemen, and go in for a what I was hoping would be a knockout charge on his cav, but this cav fight's going to prove to be quite extensive. And I know those levy freemen are pretty cheap, but they are spears, so they can cause quite a concern for my cav. So now the next problem here are dealing with his other noble horses. He's gonna chance on a flank charge in wedge formation on my thorax pikes here. I think in Rome 1 that would have just annihilated my pikes from that range. So that's the action on this side. And yeah, now it's starting to be kind of a, as I said, a matter of concern for my cav, because his levy freemen are spears. I am causing these guys to waver in their cause, though. But the fact is, these spears are at me. And the other concern is that his archers are just shooting at my thorax pikes. And you know how any of your pike units are very vulnerable to missile fire. So he's sending in his Oathsworn too. I think it might have been more beneficial if he sent his Oathsworn around my phalanx. And just let his archers just continue to hammer away at my pikes in the front. Still, the damage is being done. So here I kept using my swords to intercept his cav, because I wanted to protect my Cretans for as long as possible. Cretans are very expensive, and they're very elite. Anyways, I took out one of his cav units, that freed up some more of my cav. So now I got his general completely surrounded here. He's getting bullied by all my Aspis. And his levy freedmen are too slow to react. Here's some slow motion action. I haven't really used that feature in my replays, have I? Look at this guy, he's all freaking red. Red with the blood of barbarian scum. So, that's what's happening over here. And he did manage to get these chosen swords around my army. Remember when I told him to, when I said he should have swung his Oathsworn around? He did manage to swing these guys around. His chosen swords. I didn't even catch him in the composition, did I? But here, I definitely wanted to assassinate his general. So there, his general's dead. So I see that my infantry's in trouble, even on the balance bar says I'm losing. So I need to charge in there and rescue my infantry. You see my guys are wavering here, my thorax pikes. All my pikes are getting hammered.
Pull back!
So charging the backs of these Oathsworn. And I sent my other cav units here. I needed to to deal with these archers, just address the situation, because they were just hammering my infantry at will. Because if there's something about your pikes, they are very vulnerable to almost anything. They are vulnerable to flanking movement from infantry. They're vulnerable to rear chargers. They're vulnerable to missile fire. Like way more vulnerable to missile fire than almost any other unit. So yeah, this cav unit right here is dealing with these archers, making sure they're not attacking my pikes anymore. Which, by the way, most of my pikes are gone. So this is my thorax getting hammered here from chosen swords and his noble horse. It's not a very good situation right now for Macedonians. Look at the balance bar; it completely favors him right now. So now I had to use even more of my cav to deal with these archers. And here comes Levy Freeman coming in again. So I'm playing a very dangerous game by chasing after these archers, because every second that they're away from the infantry, that means my infantry is getting bullied by these barbarians here, the barbarian foot. Ooh, these guys got stuck here. Did not catch that during the battle. That's my general though. There's they charge on his Oathsworn. I'm so thankful that these thorax pikes held their ground for so long against these chosen swords, but they kept them out of the fight. It kept them in a one-on-one. So yeah, my general is right there in the thick of the battle. There's a general wavering from all of our troops here. Fact is, you don't want your cav in a stationary kind of fight, especially with these levy freedmen nearby. But luckily I managed to rout that one unit. So I can now take out my general, because he does not want to be engaging levy freedmen like this. Does not want to do that. But I'll gladly accept an attack on his noble horse. His noble horse are at 13, my general's at 12. I thought that was a fair fight. But unfortunately my general doesn't see it that way. Probably a combination of fatigue and all that. My general decided to leave, so that was not good. I lost my general. I wanted to keep my general in there. That was my only real advantage at that point. So yeah, Now, I'm just trying to take out his cav here, but his cav's only at 9, and my cav is pretty healthy at 27 compared to his. Unfortunately, he still has his Levy Freeman and also his other unit, Chosen Sword. So I got to peel out my Aspis. I'm down to 2 Aspis companions. But in this kind of fight against his against these guys, his noble horse, I can fight them. I just gotta stay away from his infantry now. So I see his noble horse wavering. They are finally gone. So now it's just his infantry versus my cav. And I just want to keep cycle charging. Problem is my cav is very exhausted at this point, so cycle charging isn't a long-term goal, but it's the only thing I can do. Or I could run away and just try to rest up. So now I'm launching a series of cycle charges. I picked out his Levy Freeman, but I figured, you know, they are spears, but if I can get rear charges on them, then they're poor morale. Might not play in their favor. So now, mission accomplished there. Now it's just his Chosen Swords, who are 29, but they have 2 experience, versus my my Aspis, who are at 12 and 14. Roughly equal, but the fact that my charges are swinging the favor of my battle, it shows the importance of cycle charges. So, Aspis win the day for Macedon. A very close freaking battle. You can see, and he scored tons of kills on my beloved Macedonians. Good game to ScoobieToobie.